Patterns is the fastest way to build and deploy data applications. Let's imagine we're a growth engineer at Square, and we want to route customer feedback to the right person in real time using AI. There are lots of ways to get data into Patterns, from your existing database, from an API like Stripe or Salesforce, or a public data set in our marketplace. For this demo, we'll use a Patterns webhook to receive customer feedback in real time, and we'll write the data to a table. Next, we'll process the events with a Python node. First, we'll define our table objects and make sure they're connected. Then, because we want this flow to execute in real time, we'll use a streaming function and write our case statement. Let's test it out. We'll send feedback to the webhook. Looks good. Finally, let's send messages to Slack. We'll use the Slack component from the Patterns marketplace. Let's connect our input tables, add our Slack webhook URL, and construct our message checks here using data inputs as variables. Now we can run it manually to process the backlog of messages. And we see we get a Slack notification. Let's now write SQL to analyze the data so we can track how this is progressing over time. In SQL, we use Jinja syntax to define our input tables and build our node dependencies. Charts and patterns use the powerful Vega-Lite library that is defined by a JSON spec file like this. This chart isn't very interesting because we only have one feedback response. Let's send some example data to the webhook to simulate the automation. In patterns, apps are reactively orchestrated by defining a node's inputs and outputs. This means that downstream nodes will automatically execute when any upstream nodes are finished running. This is what we see in our graph here. We can also take charts and tables and assemble them into a dashboard that we can easily share with teammates. And now we can leverage Cohere.ai to train and serve a classification model in production. Let's import our example data through Google Sheets. And now add the Cohere classify component. Link up our example table and input tables. Specify the columns where our example input data live. Now we'll run this all together by submitting a new type form. We'll plan to run these pipelines in parallel for a bit and then swap out the old version entirely. Let's head back to our homepage where we can explore the marketplace, manage secrets, connect databases, and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching.